capabilities. Today we will learn DevOps for beginners. What is DevOps? DevOps is a culture which promotes collaboration between development and operation team to deploy code to production faster in an automated and repeatable way. So why the word we are using the repeatable way? So we are developing lot of project and products in Agile Scrum. So like we are making incremental release. So we need to make a repeatable deployment actually. So the word DevOps is a combination of two words, development and dev operations. DevOps helps to increases an organization's speed to deliver applications and services. It allows organizations to serve their customers better and compete more strong in market actually. DevOps can be defined as an alignment of development and IT operations with better communication and collaboration. So when we talk about a development team which involves a development team plus testing team both together actually. So we have developers and testers and we have IT operations equal to DevOps. So this is the formula for the DevOps actually. Next we will go to why we need DevOps. So in previous slide we have seen like what is DevOps. Now we will see why we need DevOps. Before DevOps, the development and operation teams worked in complete isolation. So like as per my experience, so when we complete a development and we complete the testing, so what we will do is like we will prepare a release document actually. So we will mention like what are the requirements we have covered, so what are the code we have going to implement, what is the checksum for that, and what are the database scripts we need to run, and so what are the bootstrap changes we have changed, so what are the sales script we need to run, so what are the new jobs we have included, so that we will create a new document actually, and that will be sent to the operation team, and they will do the deployment, so which takes a lot of time and a lot of review needs to be done. So the operation teams don't know what is the problem during the deployment. So and another one, so who is taking care of a development environment, so who is taking care of testing environment. So when we talk about SIT, UAT, so all this environment there is always a problem like in managing the environment actually. This is very based on my experience. Testing and deployment were isolated activities done after design build, so which is a coding actually. Hence they consumed more time than actual build cycle. So as I mentioned earlier, without using DevOps, team members are spending a large amount of their time in testing, deploying and designing instead of building the project actually. So as I mentioned, like we are taking more time in testing, deployment and designing how we will do the increment deployment, so how we will make the code integrated, so all the things we are worrying actually, so that takes more time than developing the project. So when DevOps comes, it's everything is automated. So like once we commit the code in the code repository, automatically it will make the change in the environment, and the development testing team will get notified and they will do the testing actually. So that's why like everything is automated in DevOps. Manual code deployments lead to human errors in production. So this is where actually like when we are sending the release document, so when we the IT team didn't understand that step properly, and if they ran the scripts, or like if they forgot to run one script, so we will get lot of human errors actually. Coding and operation teams have their separate timelines and are not in sync, causing further delays. So as it's not automated, there is a lot of human being involved. So before we are going for a deployment, so we need to have a concurrence from operation team and get their availability. So based on that, we need to go for deployment, because when everything is done manually, it's taking time. So when we are going in agile scrum, we are doing incremental release, so getting operation team slot is very difficult actually. So as there we will be working with multiple deployments or for multiple teams. DevOps allows agile development teams to implement continuous integration and continuous delivery, as I mentioned earlier. So this helps them to launch products faster into market actually, and also it's faster to roll back the changes also. Now we will see what is the difference between traditional IT, which we are doing manually, and DevOps. So in traditional IT, after placing an order for new services, the development teams work on testing. So the operation team works on extensive paperwork as required in enterprises to deploy the infrastructure. So this is what I have mentioned earlier, paperwork, and now we are in cloud. So we are having a serverless computing and SaaS, PaaS, IaaS. So when we are going into this new trend, so they will not do a paperwork and waste time for deploying actually. Correct. So when we are using Azure or AWS, you know how to deploy a application in a serverless computing actually very fast. So there is no paperwork required. So just we need to make sure we deploy the application in the infrastructure. So this is the advantage of the DevOps. So after placing an order for new servers, development and operation team work together on the paperwork to set up the new servers. So this results in better visibility of infrastructure requirement. The next one, the projection about failover, redundancy and data center location and storage requirements are skewed as no inputs are available from developers who have deep knowledge of the application. So the developer have the deep knowledge, but the IT team have the deep knowledge on the load balancing, high availability and disaster recovery. So there is a gap between both of them actually. So this is what mentioned in the advantage of the DevOps. So the projection about failover, redundancy, disaster recovery, data center location and storage requirements are pretty accurate due to the inputs from the developer. So in the DevOps, they will get the detail from development team as per the application requirement, and they will have the set up the proper new servers actually, and so it will be deployed automatically. Operation teams has no clues on the progress of the development team. Operation team develop a monitoring plan as per their understanding. So because suppose assume IT, traditional IT, so we are going to develop going to the production 6 months once or quarterly once. Till the time IT team will not know what development is doing and what is their requirement. So when we start discussing about them to getting their availability and providing the release note, then only they will know that what development team will have done, what is their requirement. So within that span of time, it's very difficult for them to provide the servers actually. In DevOps, the operations team is completely aware of the progress of the developers and what they are making actually. So the operation team interact with developers and jointly develop a monitoring plan that caters to IT and business needs. So like now they will do a like they will work together actually. They will work jointly and they will develop a monitoring system plan. So that will help the business. The next point is before go live, the load testing crashes the application. The release is delayed. So when we are doing a load testing, high availability, so and all like it in my experience, like in lot of places, as per the developer and testing scope, we will not get that kind of environment this kind of testing actually, and this will make a delay in the release and also it will crash. So we can't do a load testing. But when it's DevOps, so like everything is automated, like a lot of servers are available. Like I will come to the servers in later slides. So like we can do the load testing and we can everything is possible in DevOps actually, so that like there won't be any delay in release due to the load testing, high availability testing and disaster recovery testing. So now we will go through DevOps architecture features. So the DevOps having automation, collaboration, integration, configuration and management. So this we can say like continuous automation, continuous collaboration, continuous integration and continuous management. So this continuous is the key first for DevOps. So now we will start with one by one architecture feature in detail. So the first one is automation. So the automation reduces the time consumption. So like I will come explain that concept in next coming slide. And increase productivity. So as we are working in team as a team together and development, testing and IT operations team, so it increases the productivity and we are making the release quicker and identify and fix the bug quicker actually. So when IT team knows that bug, so they will identify like it's a IT related bug or a development related bug. So when the entire team is working together, so it's really to identify and fix the bug quicker actually. And automated testing. So the testing also done in automation way, so it's increasing the productivity. The next one, collaboration. So the development and operation team collaborates, which we discussed earlier, improves productivity and ownership. So here we have the ownership actually. So the developer also like will have a ownership on the deployment and shared responsibility. So here this is the like keyword. So the shared responsibility is very important. So here we are not having a boundary for each role. So like the entire responsibility of the continuous deployment is shared across all the team actually. And faster production deployment, which helps for the Agile and Scrum team. The next one, integration. So continuous integration and testing enable continuous development actually. So when we are using the continuous integration, so it's easy for us to do the development. So there is no ambiguity in the code which we integrate into the development and testing environment, or like UAT or production any environment actually. So that is the problem which we are facing in traditional IT. It's quicker, safer and reliable manner delivery. The last one, like this is the fourth point which I mentioned as a point 2 wrongly. So the configuration management. Source code, property files, binaries, servers and can be configuration item. This is what important actually when we are using GitHub. So when we are completing a code and we can push the code into GitHub. So once the code commit is successfully completed, updated in GitHub repository, and so the for example when we take Jenkins pipeline, so it will continuously start the progress. Actually it's build and it will send the report of the code review to the developer and the success of the deployment to the development team and others, and also like it will send notification to testers and it will do automation testing. So everything is done in configuration actually. And source code repository used primarily during the development phase, like source code repository also maintained properly, so that like there is no problem in sending a wrong code or like a previous version of the code to the production. The next one, artifact repository, so used during the development and operations phase actually. So this is also like the artifact which we are storing in the code repository, so for the development and operation phases. Configuration management database used during the development and operation phases. So this is the like what are the scripts, update scripts we need to provide during the deployment, what are the delete scripts we need to provide during the production deployment. So everything is managed in the configuration management. It ensures the application to interact with only those resources that are concerned with the environment in which it runs actually. So like we will have a different kind of DevOps, like development and testing and production. So that environment is segregated in DevOps, so that only the people who are working on that particular servers, they will be notified, or they will be concerned about the problem and issues which they are facing in the deployment. The next one we will go through what are the advantages of DevOps. DevOps is an excellent approach for quick deployment and development of application. It responds faster to the market changes to improve business growth. For example, like when we are working on a Scrum, so if we want to make a production implementation in next 15 days due to the competitor analysis, so it's very easy for going to the production within a short period. So because like everything is automated in DevOps. DevOps escalate business profit by decreasing software delivery time and transportation cost. So because like when we are working on traditional IT, so what we will do is like so we will be developing the code from offshore, and once we will ready for the next phase, so what we need to do is like we need to FTP the changes the code into the on-site actually, so in the Unix environment. So that and all like used to take lot of time, so the connectivity problem, so lot of failure used to happen, so that delayed the time, and also like it's increase the cost actually. So when it's a DevOps, like it's globally available, the changes. So the DevOps clears the descriptive progress which give clarity on product development and deliverable. So when we are using the DevOps for the product development, it's easy for us to like implement the requirement phase by phase actually. It improves customer experience and satisfaction. So because like we will not take years to complete our requirement and go to production, so we will do the incremental deployment in automation way. So that will improve the customer experience. So when customer report a problem, so we can fix it within a couple of weeks, and we can move to production, and customer can see the real change in the product, and they will be get satisfied. DevOps simplifies collaboration and places all tools in the cloud for customer to access. So this is very important. So like now everything will be in cloud. So it's across the globe, and it's for easy for the customer to access the environment. DevOps means collective responsibility, which leads to better team engagement and productivity. This we have already discussed. Collective responsibility. Now we will go through like what are the disadvantages of DevOps. DevOps professional or expert developers are less available. Like this is what we have faced when we are moving from waterfall methodology to Scrum methodology. So like the developers not having experience in Scrum methodology. So that kind of same situation in DevOps also. Developing with DevOps is so expensive. So like because like everything will be in cloud. So like DevOps is very costly compared to traditional IT. But when we are talking about increasing the productivity, going to the production very fast, and customer experience, customer satisfaction, we are able to do the continuous deployment very fast. So it's giving more advantage than increasing the expense actually. Adapting new DevOps technology into the industries is hard to manage in short time. So like we can't move DevOps within a short time actually. So we need to create a strategy to move from traditional IT to DevOps. Lack of DevOps knowledge can be a problem in the continuous integration of automation projects. So like for example, like if you are relying on only one DevOps engineer for managing the DevOps, so if the person is not available, so we'll be facing a lot of problem in continuous integration. So what are the DevOps components? Continuous build, continuous code, continuous test, continuous plan, continuous monitoring, continuous deploy, continuous operate, and continuous release. So these are the DevOps components. So which we have discussed in previous slide, we can see in this slide actually. So we are using DevOps as a Jenkins as a DevOps tool, so which is free software, and we are using Git repository for committing our code, and we are doing a development in Eclipse or like any other tool. So once we complete the development, we will do the code commit in the GitHub. So once the code commit is done, the Jenkins will identify the changes. It will do a automatic build, and it will do automatic testing, and it will provide the report, and will do the bug fix and the changes. So it will do the continuous integration actually. So once we make the changes and commit the code changes again, and it will go to the staging, and so once SIT and UAT is completed, and so we will have the production deployment. So like when we were talking about this continuous integration, we will be having a lot of horizontal actually. So we have a development DevOps environment, testing DevOps environment, and SIT, UAT, production DevOps environment. So we will have the DevOps environment in differently actually. So in horizontal. So what are the DevOps products available in market? So the Docker, AWS Code Pipeline, Azure DevOps. So like AWS and Azure are the cloud actually, and GitHub. So Jenkins is the free one, and Kubernetes also free. So tutorial, like I have created few tutorials on the practicals, the real-time coding, and how to do a continuous integration and continuous deployment using DevOps. So the first one is like how to set up a Docker in Windows. We can like install Docker in our local desktop, and how we can deploy a war file on Tomcat Docker. So we can create a Tomcat in it's a unique server we can create in Docker, and we can deploy a war file. And actually, so we need a Unix server. We don't need like separate Unix server to deploy Tomcat and all. And build, run, and continuous deploy Docker containers to Azure app services. So like we can create the build locally, and we can create a deployment package locally, and we can push from local to the Azure cloud actually using the DevOps. Install Nginx inside Docker and deploy application into container. So this is like Nginx is the like lightweight Unix server, so which we can create and install inside the Docker, and we can deploy our application in this container. So these are the tutorials I have created and posted in my YouTube channel, so you can go through and watch this. The next one we will see like who is DevOps engineer and what is his roles and responsibilities, and why we need a dedicated DevOps engineer. A DevOps engineer is an IT professional who works with software developers, testers, and system operators and other production IT staff to oversee code release and deployments actually. So like when we are adapting to DevOps, like we need a dedicated DevOps engineer. So like in now market they are we can like Naukri or like other place, like we can find so what are the requirement for the DevOps engineer, and lot of people are running a program for DevOps engineer course. So that also like we can join and we can learn, and we can move from developer to or tester to DevOps engineer. The role calls for someone who has a relevant hard and soft skills to overcome the traditional barriers between software development, QA testing, and IT operation teams, and foster a collaborative and holistic environment. Like this is the person like who need to bring all the teams together and having the knowledge on like traditional IT and development to the deployment. So end-to-end knowledge he should have actually. A DevOps engineer must know how to manage the IT infrastructure that supports software code in dedicated multi-tenant or hybrid cloud environment. This is very important. Like so when we want to create a IT infrastructure in a cloud, the DevOps engineer should know the knowledge of AWS or Azure or like Google Cloud. So any these are the three cloud now in trend actually. So he should know the knowledge of any one of the cloud system. So they might have to provision resources. The resources may be anything actually. It may be a database, it may be a Unix server or a Windows server, it may be anything actually. Select an appropriate deployment model. So like he need to select the different strategy for different horizontals actually. Okay, and he need to direct testing protocol to validate each release and monitor performance after release. So like he need to mention like what are the checksums, or like what are the criteria need to be fulfilled before going to the deployment, and after the deployment he need to monitor the performance of the application and to provide the status to the team actually. And task might include test data preparation and its result analysis and problem troubleshooting and communication about the issue back to the software developers actually. This is very important, like communication is the very key for the DevOps engineer. So like we have seen the basics for DevOps. So thanks for watching my YouTube channel. Please subscribe and provide your support.